Hey guys, it's Heather. I'm not here with anything new. I just wanted to record yesterday's video over again without the rain noise. There's still probably going to be road noise, but I tried listening back to it after I uploaded it. I didn't have time to check it before I uploaded it, and it was bad. I've just now finally gotten back to it. It's been crazy. So there were two things that I covered in this video. One was basically seeking help or advice on where to find the psychologists. Hold on, we got rumble strips going. Where to find the psychologist that does the research, not the one that reads the research for the sake of their patients, the one who does the actual research. Ostracism, which is the more clinical term for shunning, has been studied. However, when they were able to replicate a ostracism condition in the lab, the results were so negative and profound and pronounced that it was deemed unethical to try and create a controlled scenario where there was chronic ostracism. Now, I know that they have ways to do studies and compare parameters to see what is relative, what aspects are relative to another. And I'm kind of curious if they've done this in an ExJW community. And any of the other denominations for that matter, but as far as I know, the ExJW community is pretty large. It's huge, and I recently joined Reddit. People talk that up a lot. It's awesome. Definitely do it. So if anybody knows how to get in contact or, you know, approach one of the psychologists that does the studies, that would be kind of cool. Plan number 2 is a more immediate attempt at activism. We've seen in different bathrooms and stuff where there's a code name for a drink that you can get help, and it's in the bathroom, in the stall. So we've seen those before. So I kind of wanted to use that idea and obligate anyone or any 501c3 charitable organization, any kind of nonprofit, to have a poster detailing local resources for different groups. That could be, you know, a suicide hotline, a homeless shelter, a food pantry, a mental health assistance, healthcare assistance, how to get help with like sexual harassment at work, that kind of thing. And the idea behind it is that by requiring these places to post it, they're giving the inference that, not by choice, but they're giving the inference that they approve of these resources. They're not going to be up here and be like, don't use this poster, we were obligated to post it, because if they did, they'd sound crazy, and that is exactly the idea. And the reason that I wanted to go with the charitable organizations and 501c3s and and stuff like that is because there tend to be people of relative authority or positions of trust. We're talking teachers, preachers, organizations for rescues. As it turns out, rescues can be a very much like a two-edged sword. At least locally, animal rescues are kind of like competing with each other for some strange reason. Like, it defeats the purpose in some cases, but they have to be the good people. But with this relative authority and position of trust, you're often seeing people that work outside of their scope, outside of their training. Like, we have elders interviewing children and assault victims about their assaults. They have no training in forensic anything, no training in psychology, no training in, they're just not qualified. I know for a fact that, you know, there's a lot of people who ask me, because I happen to know a lot of people with rescues, for information on how to get to how to communicate with a rescue organization, because they've got an animal with a health condition that they want advice on. This is a rescue. This is not a vet. Now, they can tell you what they've experienced, but when it comes down to it, they're not a vet, and you might be pushing them for information outside of their scope. But what I need to try and get this poster to be an obligation is a scholarly article, because I personally hate it when people do those gold star feel-good laws that impose on people's rights and freedoms. I'd like a scholarly article that details and proves that people in positions of relative authority, like the teachers and the preachers and the rescue organizers, are often asked by their adherents for information and advice and direction outside of their scope. And as we all know in the ExJW community, it's not that they just have good intentions and want to try to be of help. They feel it's their right. And, you know, it's just one small way of stepping on their toes. Because there's no way that they can put these posters up in a discreet location like the bathroom stall or the back of the bathroom door and sit there and say, don't do this. It's giving the inference that they approve of these resources. And these people, religious rights or not, need to have options. They should be allowed to have options. It is illegal in a lot of places not to report something like child abuse. And yet it's not being done. So if we have these studies about the relative authority and position of trust, we're stepping on their toes in their ability to do that. And I lost my train of thought. We're stepping on their toes on their ability to do that, and we're forcing them to give a passive endorsement of those resources. And it's not stepping on their religious rights. They can't say no. And personally, I would be more than happy to fund a grant There's probably a lot of organizations that would say, I will buy a pack of 10 if I only need 4, and I'm going to give it to my neighbor because this is a good thing. Like, we can come up with the grant or donations to mitigate the cost, because in all honesty, it won't be that much. So, but you know, there's always a cost excuse for these. Like, you know, this is an imposition on us, and it's going to cost us money. It's a poster. Y'all, oh my God. But we can fix that. That's easy to fix. Personally, I would be glad to donate money towards that. To let people know that they have an option, and there's resources, and there's people that freaking care about them. People that will listen to them with compassion and not interrogate them. People whose sole purpose in life is to give them that compassion. It's not to find out if they did something wrong. Qualified people, even if they had good intentions, you know, this isn't working for me, but here's a resource. The people that are in these relative positions of authority that have good intentions and know they're not qualified said, I don't know for sure how to help you, but here is a really, really convenient place to get this information. Let's go check it out. So this is important to me. I plan on writing to our local government, and I'm hoping to find a scholarly article somewhere that, you know, provides a study on this. So, like I said in the last video, I haven't done emails yet, but I will. Like I said in the last video, let's talk about it in the comments, ideas, you know, constructive criticism, anything. We'll talk. I'll see y'all later.